So a lot to share really, and everything that I'm going to share is really from my whole experience over the past 18 years really of shifting through since I decided to go self-employed. I went self-employed at 21 years of age. No idea really what I was going to be doing. Never experienced it before. So what I really want to cover today, and what I am going to cover today, is the importance of us getting to a point in our life where we are desiring more. We have a desire for more in our own life. And this is really what creates the shift. I love talking about the shift that took place in my own life, the shift that I find and hear from other people that's taken place in their life. And I do believe that for most of us, when we aren't truly aligned with who we are, what we came here for, then we tend to go through this process of feeling stuck, not satisfied, wanting more, feel like we're constantly repeating life, Groundhog Day. And this is common in those people who get into a point in their life where they're ready to move forward, they're ready to actually shift. And if you're one of those people who's listening to this right now and you're thinking about that you're desiring more, you're not happy with where you are right now, I'm not saying from a point of necessarily depressed, but certainly from a point of just knowing that you deserve more, knowing that you would like to experience more, and in all fairness, knowing that you do have more to give. That is a very powerful place. And if you are, please comment right now below and share that with me, because it's really important that we do access that. We do allow us to understand logically, allow our logical brain to listen to the communication from our heart, because that's where it's coming from. The communication from our heart is saying, I didn't come here. The soul is speaking to you. I didn't come here to live this life. I didn't come here to stay small. I came here to live and experience and make a difference. And I speak like this so passionately because of what I experienced myself, of getting to that place of, in all fairness, I went through a very, very tough time, as you may or may not know, in 2014, where I was literally knocked off my feet. It was a total knockout punch from the universe to awaken me, because I wasn't getting the signs. I wasn't listening. Even though I loved my role, I wasn't supposed to be in the mining industry, and that's no disrespect to anybody in the mining industry, but for me personally, I found out the hard way on how to move forward. And you know, some people who have spoken to over the time, they've been able to move forward from an angle of, they've woken up from a dream and just gone, this isn't the life I'm supposed to be living. I'm supposed to do this now. And they've taken action, they've moved forward, they've implemented strategies to help them move in the direction that they want to go, to experience a better life. And if this is you right now, where you're feeling that you desire more, you deserve more, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're living Groundhog Day every day, you're not satisfied with your life, then this is a really powerful place to be in, because we have to get to a place where we're able to become aware of how we can then start to take the steps to move us forward. And that's why I said 4 simple steps, 4 very simple steps to actually shifting your life forward. So you need to start focusing. If you want to move forward, you don't need to do anything, but if you want to move forward, I encourage you to start looking at exactly what it is, that desire, that burning flame inside of you that's saying, I want more. I came here for more. I came here to share more, because that is really something to be very aware of and to accept. Please do not accept for remaining small. There's enough people who are choosing to do that. You do not need to choose to do that. Every day we have the power of choice, and every single decision we make, remember, we have approximately between 60 and 80,000 thoughts a day, and apparently they're getting more and more. So that's around about, let's say, 70,000 thoughts a day. Okay, so that's a lot of processing that's going on in the brain. Now, every single one of them you can choose to act on. Obviously, you're not going to act on all 70,000, but there are choices. There are thoughts that come up in your mind that you act on, and every single action has a consequence. Whether it be negative or positive, it's entirely your judgment. Now, the whole focus here is that level of awareness is what's going to help you move forward. And when those things are coming up, when you're questioning yourself, when you're in a state of, I'm not actually completely happy here, I feel like there is more, I don't know what it is, but I feel like there is more, that's a tremendous place to be in, because that's when the shift really is starting to take place. So I encourage you to listen to it, to be aware of it, to acknowledge it, to embrace it, because when I chose to do that very early on into my working career at 21, my life completely changed. It actually got me here in Australia. If I hadn't have continued to grow and do the things that I'd done, I may not have been here in Australia. So everything has led me in the direction that I wanted to go. When I chose to shift and get out of working in the mines, it's led me into doing exactly what I do today, helping hundreds to thousands of people all over the world. And I'm very, very grateful and blessed. But if I hadn't have acted, if I hadn't have become aware, if I hadn't listened to those inner messages from my own self, and I hadn't acted on them and believed in myself, then none of this would have happened. There wouldn't have been the lives that have been positively impacted today via what I've been able to do. And I don't say that from a place of vanity. I say that from a place of love to others, but also love to myself, because I chose to act on it. And this is really important for yourself. If you're one of those people that's feeling like it's time for a shift, please, please, please don't belittle yourself, because you truly do have greatness within you. And this is where I'm going to encourage you now as we're moving, because step one was really all about the desire for more, the actual desire and acknowledging that desire. So step two, we start looking at belief in yourself. And what I do find is there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in themselves. They feel that their family members throughout the years, it might have been school teachers, because usually a lot of the challenges we face as we grow into adults are from childhood. And we've been told that we're not good enough, we need to have degrees, we need to have this level of education, we've got no experience, how can we go and do that? You're going to fail. And this is what we hear on a continuous basis from a lot of people. So it's very important that we actually are looking within for our answers, because the answers for our journey are 100% within. I spent many, many years trying to open doors externally of me. And it was only when I turned and looked at myself in the mirror and acknowledged that I had the answers. If I'm following my heart, I have to have the answers. And this is exactly the same for you. I'm not saying don't allow yourself to think logically, to do silly things that you know are going to put you in a dangerous situation. But what I am saying is listen to your heart. I remember going on a spiritual retreat a few years ago, and the facilitator, beautiful lady Dee Littlewood, said to us before we left, she said, go on your own and go out into the nature. And we were out in Mundaring Weir, and it was very much in a very beautiful spiritual place. And she said, go out there and be very present with yourself and allow your heart to guide you. If you need to take time and look at a leaf or a plant or a flower or whatever it may be, the trees, be present in that moment. Be aware of what's going on. How are you feeling? What's going on with your senses? And in that moment, I remember my logical brain said to me, you must stay on the track. You must stay on the path that's been set out. But my heart said, hell no, get off, go down, go and experience, go down this hill, walk down this hill, go and move and go and find these different places. And it was when I listened to my heart, I was able to find all these other places that I would not have found if I had followed the path. So even though I could have slipped and fallen down or whatever it was, it wasn't actually that dangerous, but I followed my heart. And what I found and what fulfilled me gave me so much level of confidence and belief within myself, because I chose to listen to myself. I chose to go inward. So I encourage you with it within your life, not just whether it be your work, your business, your relationships, your life as its own entity, as its own privilege, as its own reason for being here, to really tap into your greatness. Because, you know, a lot of people choose to be religious, and they go and they pray to somebody who they believe is going to answer their prayers and guide them. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to judge that. But what I am here to say is it's very incredible how we choose to put belief into someone or something or some spiritual God, that we choose to do that, but we don't choose to believe in ourselves. That's where the message is going, where I'm sharing with you today. So I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong with any of that in regards to your religious beliefs, because your spiritual beliefs aren't religious beliefs. Your spirit is you. Inspirational, in spirit, is you. Okay, so it's really important that we look back at ourselves And as I said, I learned this the hard way. I was knocked off my feet. I don't want you to get to that ground bottom level where I was ready to take my life. I don't want you to get there because you're not prepared to listen to the messages that are coming. If something's happening, if you're resonating with me right now, please comment below. Let me know if you're feeling there's a shift that's ready to take place in your life. You're feeling like you want more for your life. And it's not to say that because I've gone through this and I'm going through this right now, because remember, we never finish. We never get to a place of everything's perfect. We are perfect human beings. The world is perfect. It's just our thoughts that are creating our reality as to whether it is or not. So even though we're challenged daily, even though we're challenged in relationships and work and business and financially and whatever it is, even though we are challenged, everything is perfect. Everything is helping us evolve, helping us grow, helping us become more than we are. And if we don't choose to learn the lessons, we are going to have to repeat the challenges. You know this if you've ever been in a relationship and you tend to be going out the same kind of person over and over again. Why do I keep attracting these kind of people? Why do these people keep treating me like this? Because you're not learning the lessons and you're not willing to move on. And I know there's going to be people right now listening to this who are feeling 100% triggered, who are going, you're talking crap, man, I don't believe anything you're saying. What a load of rubbish. You're feeling triggered. And that's perfectly fine. Because if you're feeling triggered by this is empowerment. This is not at all disempowerment. This is empowerment to wake you up. And if you are feeling triggered, it's because there's something in you that wants more. And if you're feeling empowered by this, like you're feeling energy, you're feeling my passion sharing right now, it's because you want more. And I'm telling you right now, you truly do deserve more. You deserve all the abundance. You deserve all the life experiences that you want. You deserve everything that you want in your life. But you must be prepared to actually believe in yourself, go within, and also give yourself time to grow, time to develop, time to understand. You know, those people who choose to say, well, if I'm not in this place within the next year, I'm going to just walk away, I'm going to quit. Why would you do that? No, some of us, I heard from Les Brown years ago, some of us have died at the age of 21 and we continue to carry on. Because we weren't listening to who we wanted to be. We weren't stepping out of our comfort zone. We're seeing children today, children who are creating change in the world. Why? Because they're stepping into their power. They're stepping in and they're taking ownership and they know why they're here and they're not afraid to speak up. They're not afraid to have other people belittling them because they have an inner call and they've aligned with their inner message. So if children in their early teens and even younger possibly can make that shift, why can't we in our 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, why can't we make that shift? It's never too late. It's too late when we get to the end and we pass and we are buried or we're cremated and we choose to pass on and not make the difference that we came here to make. So I encourage you to believe in yourself. But if you feel like you can't believe in yourself, if you feel like you're stuck, then go and find a support network. A support network is so powerful. The people around you. You know, I can tell you right now, every single friend on your Facebook profile, including my own, don't want to support you. Every single person on Instagram that follows you doesn't want to support you. This is the reality of it. So what's important is that we actually get ourselves surrounded by people who are going to impact our lives. This is actually the number 3. This is the third step. So we had number 1 around that desire for more, that willingness to actually be aware of it, to then start creating stuff, to believe in yourself. Number 2, to actually find that inner belief. The fact that you're here, I believe it's a 400 trillion to 1 chance of you actually being here in physical form. So you truly do have greatness within you. For you to be at where you're at right now, everything that from the moment you were born, everything that you've experienced to this point right now in this present moment, you did not know exactly how to get through any of it, but you are here right now and you now know if you're ever faced with any of those hurdles, any of those challenges, any of those experiences, you now know exactly how to deal with them. And if you're one of those people that's dealt with any challenges and hurdles, and you know for a fact that you would choose to do things differently the next time around, there is the growth. You can now believe in yourself, but you must choose, if you don't believe in yourself or you're looking for further growth, I encourage you to choose to actually get around a support network. I've got incredible people around me, some people who I've actually never even met, but I trust them with my life. I've connected with them online. I have some of the best friendships and relationships and deep relationships with people I've never met. But they're my support network. If I need help, if I feel lost, I know that I can reach out to any of those. I know that there's some of them who are so connected within themselves, who are opening the door inwards, that they will reach out to me and check in. Are you okay? That's the power of being aligned with the right people, by being very clear on who you are as an individual, who you are, to then attract, like a magnet, attract those people who you want around you. The difference that you want, the nurturing that you want to provide to other people. You know, your life from the moment you were born and you were nurtured by your parents or grandparents or people that were older and wiser to help you through the process of nurturing you, to help you understand what is safe to do in regards to, don't cross roads and don't grab hold of that pan while it's boiling and so on. So there was these things that they didn't put you in boiling hot water, hopefully they never. So you've gone through this process of being nurtured, but as you become more consciously aware, it's your right, it's your chance now to nurture yourself continuously. Those of you who aren't nurturing yourself via taking time out, getting into nature, those of you who aren't nurturing yourself in regards to exercise, movement, the food you're eating, the water you're drinking, the sleep you're getting, all these things. And please understand, I'm not exempt to any of those. This year I haven't focused on my own physical health. My nutrition hasn't been on point. My water's been great, but my nutrition hasn't been on point. And I'm now realizing and stepping into it and getting back into that space. But that's all right, because there was a level of awareness. Remember, there's a desire for more. There was belief in myself. There was that awareness. And I've got people around me who I can reach out to at any given point to help. But I also have mentors. So look at the people around you who can mentor you, who can guide you, who can give you more information to help you move forward. If all you've ever done since you left school was work a job, then there's a high chance that you don't know what else to do. So therefore you're kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't have the skills. I don't know who to ask. I don't know where to go. One of the big things I often talk about is success leaves clues. Find something that you're seriously passionate about, that you would love to do, that lights you up when you think about it, when you meditate on it, that lights you up. And then go and find somebody who's successful in that industry, or maybe successful that's around you, and ask for their advice. You don't have to follow their advice. You don't have to take it all in and follow it exactly. But getting other advice from people who are moving in the direction that you want to go is going to help you move forward. If you continue to listen to those people who aren't living the life that you want to live, where do you think your life's going to end up? If you continue to act on their advice and their information from people who aren't living the life you want to live, what's going to happen to you? You're going to get to the end and go, why did I listen to those people? Why did I allow myself to actually not act on the things that I needed to do, to not go and find the people who are going to help support me? And in all fairness, one of the biggest things that I've found over the years since I've been self-employed at the age of 21, going through having my own traditional business, having a network marketing business, having a direct sales business, having a coaching business, is that you will find people who truly believe in you far, far greater in many cases than your family members and your closest friends. And these are people that you might only just meet today. These are people that you might actually not have had any form of physical connection to. And when I say that, I don't mean intimacy. I mean meeting them, shaking their hands, giving them a hug, just whatever it is, acknowledging them. I'm talking about, because we're all connected, remember, we're all connected as human beings. So the importance of actually finding those people, getting around that support network who are going to believe in you and give you that level of confidence to what? Believe in yourself. And that's how it grows. That's how it grows. If you don't believe in yourself right now, get around people who believe in you, and it will organically start to evolve. And you will start to see and feel and understand what other people see in you. And let's face it, we were all born the same way. We all came into the world the same way. So what's the difference between anybody who we look up to? What is the difference between anybody we look up to compared to ourselves? Absolutely nothing but action. And this is number 4. This is the one I always like to finish with, action, because action is what creates change. Motion shifts emotion. We are emotional beings. We have an attachment. I'm reading a book at the moment all around the brain. It's really, really interesting reading it. Now, it's a bit, and I say this respectfully to myself, it's a bit more, it's a bit higher than what I would normally read. So I'm challenging myself to evolve, to grow. And a lot of it is going over my head, but my subconscious mind is picking it up, but I'm unconsciously as well absorbing it. And there's certain things that I go, oh, I've heard of that. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that bit. And I'm a visual learner. So the stuff that I'm reading, I need to see the images of the brain to be able to go, oh, that's where that bit is, that where that is. Okay, now I get it now, and I can associate it with my own brain. So what's really important is that we start looking at the action that we take, because that's going to shift the emotion. So if you're feeling emotional right now about you want to change, or you're listening to me, you're feeling triggered, there's emotions that are taking place. It may be fear, it may be anger, it may be frustration, it may be you choosing to disempower yourself and feel afraid. Now, they're all emotions, but the only way that we can master them, the only way that we can conquer them, is by taking action, by just going out there and doing it. We all know that there's been times, and as I said before, if you reflect on your life, there's been times when you've been terrified. It might have even just been going over and talking to a girl or a guy or whatever it is. You've been terrified, but you now know the experience and you're able to move forward. You now understand what it's going to be like the second time. For instance, I'll give you a couple of different things. One, when I first did a bungee jump, I remember being in Faliraki with my mates, and the actual framework of the bungee jump where we were going to jump from was in a hotel over a swimming pool. And you bungee jumped off the platform straight into the swimming pool. And around that swimming pool was a load of people sunbathing. And I remember looking up to the top of the platform where there were people jumping from, and saying to myself, I've been on scaffold that high when I've been putting roofs on apartment blocks and so on. Now, I've always been scared of heights. When I got to the top of that platform and I put my toes over the edge and I looked down, I was terrified, because in that moment I realized I had never been on scaffold that high. And that pool, which was huge, looked like the size of a little matchstick box. And I remember saying to the guy, there's no way I'll fit in there. And he was like, you'll be fine. I said, mate, I don't think I can do this. And he said, well, let me just say this to you. Every single person around there and all those hot girls down there are all watching you. And if you don't go and jump, they'll all be laughing at you when you get down. I was terrified, but there was no way my ego was going to allow that to happen. So I leapt off. And I went straight into the pool, bounced out, bounced up and down. It was one of the best things I ever did. Now, I know that I could easily, if I wanted to, go and do a bungee jump. I could go and do a skydive again, but I was terrified when I went to do a skydive. So once we have this understanding, and our logical brain knows that actually this is fine. You didn't die during that process, so we can do it again. Let's go and do it again. And when you have that emotional connection from a place of excitement and joy, and it's something that you wanted to do, and your heart's telling you, great, good work on going out there and doing it, that is what then helps you move in the direction. You have that spiritual experience, that connection to it, where a lot of people tend to be skeptical. They'll tell you, don't go and leave your job, don't go and create your own business, don't go out there and do that. Oh, you don't want to listen to that. And they don't know what they're talking about. They're coming from a place of insecurity to protect themselves, but in doing so and voicing that insecurity, it's then disempowering you when you choose to listen to it and choose to act on it. And when I say choose to act on it, you're not acting on anything. You're just following the fact that, well, I'll remain where I am. I'll remain comfortable. Nothing ever happens from remaining in a place of comfort. So for your life to shift forward, for you to achieve more, for you to experience more, for you to actually live your life, You must choose to take action. And one of the things that I learned very on was fail forward and fail fast. So when I say fail, my language around failure now is quitting. Quitting, that is failure. Okay? There's never a fail. It's always a lesson learned. It's always growth. And how we choose to actually accept that is what's going to take us in the direction we want to go. So you're either going to go backwards or you're going to go forwards. And that's a choice. That is 100% a choice. And granted, there's some things that have happened to people that have been seriously challenging based on society's view are horrific. But at the same time, they are here to teach us the lessons. They are here to help us move forward. And one of the things that I am massively grateful for is that moment where I almost took my life. And that is very hard for people to understand. It was the hardest place for me to ever go to. Emotionally, the physical stress, everything that was going on. But I reflect back and I am so grateful because not only did it empower me and encourage me to move forward, but it also helped me connect with thousands of other people across the world. It also helped me, and it will help me to connect with millions and millions as I continue to grow in my own life, which means that other people are going to be impacted positively because I'm so open, as you're maybe aware, on sharing and helping people move forward. Because if I'm experiencing that, and I'm talking from a place of experience, not something I've read in a book, I haven't got a qualification in this from a point of going to college or university. I've got real life experience. And that is what is the difference. I am able to share my own experience and connect with those people who have gone through those tough times, who are in a position maybe like yourself right now, who wants more but doesn't know what to do, who doesn't believe in themselves, who doesn't have a support network around them, who doesn't know whether to take action and is fearful of taking action and it not getting the result that they wanted. And that's perfectly fine. Because if you're clued up on the line to achievement, to success, it is not a straight line. It is literally like this. Might even go back a bit and then come forward. And eventually, if you continue to persist and push forward, you will achieve whatever it is that you want. You will achieve your goals and dreams. You will move forward. If you have a never quit attitude, if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to grow, if you're willing to grow and absorb the education, the information, the experiences throughout each and every day and just come from a place of love to other people, that might sound corny to you, but truly you are here to share love, you are here to be love, and you are here to experience it. You're also here to experience pain because when we look at what we came from, which in all fairness is, in my opinion and my belief, and it's irrelevant really what you think, I have no attachment to that respectfully, I have no attachment to what you believe in regards to how I believe things, but I believe we came from unconditional love. And when we pass, that's what we go back to. So the reason why we came here is to be able to understand what unconditional love is. How do we understand what unconditional love is? We have to experience pain. We have to have the law of polarity, the polar opposite. That's the only way we know. That's the only way we know front from back, night from day, hot from cold, good from bad. There has to be the law of polarity. So the angle of continually choosing to say, this here is empowering me to get to where I want to go to. This here, where I am right now, where I'm not happy, where I want more, but I don't know what to do, is empowering me to find the answers to move forward. Because you can stay here, you can remain here like millions of people around the world. That's your choice. That is your choice. But I encourage you to not do that. I encourage you to find those people, connect with those people, and act on the information that's coursing through your body, saying to you, you came here for more, you deserve more, and you have the greatness within you to affect that level of change for not only your life to change, but to impact the lives of many other people around the world, and not just in this physical life whilst you're here. There's many people who aren't with us anymore who've passed, and they're still making a positive difference to the world. Steve Jobs is one of those people when you think about it. Jim Rohn, another person. Zig Ziglar. These people, when you start going through the process of it, Earl Shove, all these people who actually have made a positive difference, who have taught us these incredible things. Excuse me. 444 here on my screen. So they're the 5 things. So desire for more, wanting to be aware of that change and being aware of that change, not just wanting to, being aware of that change, belief in yourself, tapping into your greatness, getting around a support network. And the final one, as always, simple steps, is taking action. One of the things that I've, in the past, that I was never good at, because I choose not to be good at it, was planning. And the saying is that if you don't plan, you're going to plan to fail. So the whole focus around this is failing to plan, plan to fail. So the whole focus around this is that throughout that whole process, I didn't plan, but I took relentless action. And that might have meant that I went back and I went around the corners a few times and so on, but I was constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly finding out what works, what doesn't work. But this year in particular, I've started to plan. And because of the level of awareness that I've got, because I've experienced the level of what action actually does, implementing them both together is creating a huge level of growth. So my message to you today is, if you're in a position right now where you are feeling like you want more, you deserve more, even if you don't truly believe it, and that you deserve more, I encourage you to start thinking about, and not only thinking about it because you don't want to get paralysis by analysis, you want to actually start taking those steps. And the easiest way to take the step, start doing some research, reach out to those people. Remember, success leaves clues. Reach out to those people who are successful in the area that you are most passionate about. Passionate, things that get you excited, things that actually fuel you, that make you feel an incredible amount of worthiness. That's really where you need to be. Tap into that, because you truly do have greatness within you. So thank you so much for your time. Remember, as always, if you've really enjoyed this, if you know that there's somebody out there that needs to hear it, please do tag them on this, or even share it if you're willing to. I'll look forward to sharing more with you in the coming weeks and months and years. And remember, we're getting to the end of 2019 here. 2020, one of the biggest shifts in human history is going to be happening. And if you're willing to tap in right now, feel what's going on with you, feel what's happening with inside, then I really encourage you to take the steps towards the end of 2019 and start implementing those changes, ready for arguably the biggest year of growth in your life, helping you move in the direction that you want, impacting your own life and the lives of other people. So thank you so much for your time. Very grateful for you jumping on, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. As always, peace, love and happiness. Bye for now. Enjoying my YouTube channel? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to receive further value.